are cracks starting to show. Welcome back to November Real Estate Market Update. I'm Uros Markovic, Calgary and area Realtor. We are now at the beginning of the cold winter months here in Calgary, when both weather and the real estate typically start to cool off. Calgary has been running hot for basically the whole year, so the question is whether we will see things slow down in this month. Are we getting any more inventory than we have seen before? Well, I will take you through all of it and also will give you a little bit of a heads up about what you can expect in the winter months to look like. We are starting to see some new trends developing. Now, if you were to run with the Calgary Real Estate Board press release, you will figure it is the same story again. The year-over-year numbers have followed almost the exactly same trends as September, with the continued low inventory, rising prices, and increased sales relative to October of the last year. The price for an average price of a real estate in Calgary is now $571,600, which is up 9% from 2022. The sales are up compared to the last year by 17%, and our months of supply still has one in the front at 114, which means we are still very definitely in a strong seller's market. But some will say that it feels like the market is slowing down a bit in Calgary. There are properties taking longer to sell, showings dropping off, and even price reductions occurring in some segments. Now we are still in a great market here, but there are some signs of stabilization happening. And to see the trends, you can look not to comparison to 1 year ago, but to look at the difference we have seen month over month in 2023. The detached segment is a perfect illustration. Check out the flat benchmark price we have seen over the last 3 months. It just hasn't moved much after a pretty steady climb for much of the year. The average price of a detached property in Calgary is $697,600, up 12% from October of the last year, but essentially identical to what it has been over the last 3 months. The semi-detached segment does show growth relative to the last year, and prices have been climbing all year, with the current price sitting at $629,000 for October, up a bit from September, but a closer look does not show that we are seeing a spread wide open between sales and listings in this segment, which should temper price growth. Checking in at the row house segment, this portion of the market has been super consistent all year. Look at this trend. It has been everything you want to see in a real estate statistics: modest, consistent growth. This is because row townhouses have such a great value, way cheaper condo fees than apartment condos, and offer similar living dynamic like a bedrooms and bathroom counts to small starter homes. An average row home in Calgary is $425,000 right now. Great value and a good bet for everyone priced out of detached market or moving to Calgary with a family and wanting something affordable. Apartment condos, however, are not blinking at all. This segment and how persistent it is are the story of 2022 in my books, with the condo market doubling its shares of overall sales when compared to 2021, and the price growth very similar to the row houses segment at 16% year over year. As such, month passes Calgary in becoming more and more of a condo town. So the big takeaway from these sales stats, well, we are seeing more expensive detached segment level out a bit, and the next most expensive segment, semi-detached, had modest growth as well. But more affordable asset classes like apartments and row townhouses are still going strong, indicating that there is no doubting the robust fundamental demand in Calgary, but affordability matters to the consumers. So what is reason for this? We read a lot about migration, interest rates, lack of supply. Has anything changed here? Well, I'm happy to say that despite all ripples we are seeing in the stats this month, that the overall outlook remains very positive for Calgary. The Canadian Immigration Minister announced this week that there will be no changes to the planned migration numbers for 2024 and 2025, with 500,000 new permanent residents slated to arrive in each of the next 2 years before leveling off in 2026, where it is forecasted to stay at 500,000 people per year. That is a lot new people. And with the interest rates as high as they are, I am sure that Canada will struggle to build enough houses over the next 2 years to meet this additional demand, particularly when the developers are actually delaying construction in Toronto due to struggling sales amid unprecedented level of unaffordability, and the buyers are walking away from the deals, leaving deposits in the hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table because they cannot qualify for financing in such high interest rates. Well, no one is winning in the GTA right now, with both high immigration and the high interest rates putting so much pressure on the market to the point where supplies is actually coming off the table. This is not a good look for them. But this is not Toronto, and Calgary is in a much better place. We are actually the most affordable major market in the country, so I expect many of those newcomers to bypass Toronto and continue to work their way west to Alberta, where real estate is still relatively cheaper in comparison to Toronto prices. So yes, the weather is cooling and the market is showing a few subtle signs on doing the same, but the story is the same. Calgary real estate market is very healthy with excellent prospects for the future. Things might start to loosen up a little bit, but the buyers and sellers can trade with confidence. So if you're in a market to trade a piece of real estate this year, I would be happy to help. Would you like to know what this means to you? Perhaps you would like to know what your house is worth, or you would like to be notified when properties come to the market in your neighborhood. Well, I'm here to help. Please email me at the email address below, and it is also in the description, and get started. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great November.